My name is John Browning, and I'm the managing partner at the Dallas office of Lewis Brisbois, Bisgard & Smith, a California-based national firm. And my topic today is authenticating tweets, the use and discovery of social media evidence.
What would you say the top 3 or so things that attorneys should know about the issue?
Well, one of the biggest questions or issues confronting attorneys is just what's out there and the ways of getting it ethically. Basically, anything that's publicly viewable on someone's social media page is fair game. When things are controlled by privacy settings or privacy restrictions on a social media site, then it becomes a little trickier and more formal discovery is required. And there have been several ethics opinions in other states involving attorneys who have engaged in sort of pretexting, or at least inquired about, gee, can I have my legal assistant or someone else pretend to be someone other than with my law firm in order to get information from this witness and get a friend request granted. And of course, ethically that's not allowed by our disciplinary rules. That's one issue. Getting it actually, once you found something, getting it authenticated and getting it admitted into evidence is another issue. Frequently there are objections raised based on privacy concerns, and most judges around the country have rejected those. And really authentication is a very low threshold for attorneys, so it's a lot easier than they think. So those are probably the two main questions. How do I find it, and how do I get it into evidence?
Say a little bit about why you decided to come to the Pottery Law Conference.
Well, two reasons. I'm the immediate past president of a county bar association, the Rockwall County Bar Association, which I'm very proud to say our members have worked very closely with Legal Aid of Northwest Texas, and in staffing a regularly offered pro bono clinic. And I myself have served in that capacity as well, taking on pro bono cases. As a working journalist, a legal journalist, I've also written on multiple occasions about the importance of supporting and financing legal aid services for the indigent in Texas, which, as you know and many of the people watching this know, is really at a crisis point, especially with our budget situation. So I feel very strongly committed to this, and I figure if you can speak about it, write about it, support it with both your time and hopefully your financial support as well, we need to support this in every way. And if helping to provide low cost or no cost CLE for the attorneys who are taking on this sort of representation is part of it, I'm very happy to be a part of that. And I can tell you my firm has a very strong commitment to supporting pro bono programs and to supporting indigent legal defense. First of all, it's important to just do it. Most clinics are set up with either full-time staff or other volunteer staff that are probably more conversant in a particular subject area than the volunteer attorney may feel comfortable. So for example, one of the first times I volunteered, I made it very clear I have never done family law to speak of. I'm a commercial litigator and do products liability work. So I felt that my skill set was somewhat limited. But I'm fluent in Spanish. That was something that was needed. And a number of things, a number of areas where I had experience, such as consumer law, landlord-tenant disputes, things of that nature, come up fairly frequently in the context of pro bono clinics. So even though I may not have been the right choice necessarily for a family law matter, I could still, with some guidance and assistance from people who know that area far better than me, be of assistance. And a lot of it is just simply being an ear, being the counselor part of that attorney and counselor law that it reads on our licenses for people who are coming in. They're scared, they need help. Many of them have had situations that with foreclosures and other kind of legal situations that just scares them to death. And one of the things that they need is an attorney who's going to provide a sympathetic ear as well as some guidance and a game plan for moving forward. I'm the author of a book, The Lawyer's Guide to Social Networking, Understanding Social Media's Impact on the Law, which is the first and to date only book-length effort to examine the effect that social media has had on virtually all areas of practice: criminal law, civil law, personal injury, family law, even securities law. You'd be amazed. There's hardly an aspect of our system that hasn't been impacted in some way by social media. We have new causes of action like defamation by Twitter that never would have existed 5 or 10 years ago. We have new duties and new defenses that are being raised. I recently saw the first Facebooking while driving negligence case of someone allegedly updating their Facebook status, plowing through an intersection, and unfortunately killing a pedestrian. There have been suits filed around the country alleging a duty to investigate someone's social media profile now that this is such a pervasive part of our society. So I set out to explore that in my book, which was published in December 2010 from West Publishing. It's available on West Publishing's website, and it's also available on Amazon.com.